Falcon Sprint and a Falcon Hardtop.
Yes.
4 completely different cars all together on the road.
Yeah, well, they're all very similar in engine size and things like that. So horsepower-wise, they're all very similar.
Change for the lead.
Yep.
Bow down the inside.
Yeah, it doesn't take him long.
I've got a feeling 20 years ago, this time 20 years ago, he was not happy with you. It was wet before the start of the main race, and you made him start the race.
Well, he who has the gold, you know.
When your neighbour's on the team.
Yeah.
But he's leading at the moment. Greg Crick second. So still Tasmania 1 and 2. They've just swapped the order around.
Yeah.
And Jim Richards in that Falcon Sprint, it's got a smaller engine than the cars around him, so he needs to get to the front early and then try to stave them off. If he's in the middle of the pack, he's going to struggle up and down the hill.
That's where a lot of time is made up around this circuit, is obviously across the top of the mountain, and that's where Bowie is really good. He's had plenty of practice around here.
Yeah, true. Has been around, has done it a few times over the years. 23 starts for John Bowie. The Bathurst 1000, 2 wins and 6 podiums. He is a legend of the sport. And that's what this category is all about. The legendary drivers, the legendary cars. And over the top. Cannot get over, DJ, how good the weather's been here for... This is the 4th day in a row.
It's the best I've ever seen, to be quite honest. And I've been coming here, I think I've been here about 50 times. So.
We've got it good this weekend on board with Kim Jane in the big XB GT. Now this thing has got some legs, but it's rev limited to 7,200 RPM, hence why he kind of gets on the rev limiter quite early before the chase.
Well, the V8 supercars, you know, get on the rev limiter sometimes, but you know, to be on the rev limiter in something like this is, you know, damn well you're fair honking.
Listen to this. Just had a bit of a lift. On the way in, big lock up in front.
Oh.
Major drama down at the chase. So the pressure is on now. Greg Crick right on John Bowe. He's got a problem.
Oh, Bowie's still on the tyre.
Right front tyre is gone for John Bowe. He has to go to the lane. The big lockup has popped the Hoosier. And Mustang Sally is off to the lane.
Mate, you got to get forward. It's broken the front suspension.
Yeah, it's done more than just the tyre. It's smashed away at that right front guard.
Actually, that could have been some of the contact he had yesterday, which has done something to the car, and obviously hasn't shown up until just now.
Wow, so that is big in terms of the Touring Car Masters Championship as well, not just this individual race.
That certainly would have got his attention, I can tell you.
Have a look at this, on the way into the chase.
Yeah, something broke.
Right front's cooking.
Like he's done a good job to pull it up.
But you can see there, it's damaged.
Yeah, there's
already.
something. No, the tyre's not flat, but he's broken something in the suspension.
It's bumping and jumping around. There's a busted a damper maybe, or something in the suspension there, but either way, it's ruined John Bowe's chances.
There's something wrong with the suspension. I wouldn't be worried too much about changing the wheel.
I don't think that's really going to help, is it?
No.
So back to the front. Oh, problem here. Jason Gomersall slowing at the cutting.
And it looks as though Kingy's obviously had a bit of an altercation with something with the left front. But Donaldson's obviously missed a gear or something. And,
yeah, he's picked it up now
and ended up with a gearbox full of neutrals.
Yeah, he's got it rolling. This is the Tirana that actually Jimmy Stone helped put together. This is another angle. You can see there.
See the front wheel?
Yeah, it's not going
There's
how it should be.
Not hooked up there.
He's done a good job just to make it around the corner.
He's done a great job, you know, and that's where experience comes in.
So it gives the lead to...
Not a good place for it to happen either.
No, there's no such thing as a good place at all, but Greg Crick gets the lead back. Jim Richards sits second now from Kim Jane, but that's day done for JB.
Well, pretty much, you know, he's not going to... He's only another 4 laps to go, so... Yeah, the poor bloke.
Greg Crick was right there on the scene to see it all in that Chrysler Charger. There is Crick leading. Jim Richards, second spot. Kim Jane. Next, we jump on board the BXB GT. This is the car that Eddie Abonisa normally drives. Kim jumping in to do double duty. He's running the Utes this weekend as well. And now he's on the back of Jim Richards for second spot.
Well, this is where the power that the Falcon will come in, because he obviously Jimmy's only got the very small engine, the 289 engine, so he's obviously going to have a bit of trouble. when he gets up the hill.
JB's not giving up on this. He's staying on board.
There's something else wrong there, though.
Yeah. He's going to have to wait and watch, though. Greg Crick was a little wide, actually, on the run to pit straight while we're on board with Kim
Here comes
Jane.
the Falcon. Look out.
Here's the power of the XBGT. The Falcon Sprint's light, though. That's the great thing about it. It doesn't have as much power, but it's lighter.
Power to weight ratio makes a big difference.
Doesn't hurt that it's got JR behind the wheel, 7th-time winner of the Bathurst 1000.
Yeah, he was part of a lot of the Brock wins around here in the 80s, 70s and 80s.
Yep, 3 times in a row. Of course, he won with Mark Scaife. Oh, look at this drama. Jason Gomes, well, that Tirana did have a fault a lap ago.
Obviously, yeah.
And now it's got a terminal one.
I think it's gearbox related by the look of that.
Hasn't got anything going. So another one down on Mount Panorama. Tony Karafilovsky here in the Mustard Mustang.
That is a beautiful car. When you see how it's been built, it's absolutely perfect.
Glenn Seaton had a lot to do with the development of this car. Andrew Fisher right behind him, the Jesus Falcon, back in the category this weekend. And in behind him is Bill Pye in that number 7 Camaro, which looks exactly like Bob Jane's used to. It's not the Bob Jane Camaro, but could fool me pretty easily.
And I think the Jesus Falcon had a problem in one of the earlier races. I think 3 of them ended up in the sand trap right there.
Yeah, right there at the top of McPhillamy Park. Bill Pye was involved in that accident. Now John Bowe is going to go back out and see how this Mustang will be. Fingers crossed. At the back of this little queue is Cam Tilley in that giant killing pacer. He actually was going to drive a Monaro this weekend, but had a drama with it, so he swapped back to Old Faithful. He's giving these guys a real hurry up. Oh, I don't think that's any good.
JB, that's not going to go anywhere, pal.
Is no good. Yeah. That is the definition of major tow out.
Yeah, there's something.
I'd park it. That's dangerous.
Well, you know, the crew shouldn't have let him out, actually.
There is what
remains
part of that right front Hoosier, but there's more issues than what went on there with that tyre. So they'll have to take it very gently and take it back to the lane, because there's no way. And the reality is you need to do 75% of the race distance to be a classified finisher.
As a finisher, yeah, so, absolutely.
It might all be in vain. Anyway, Andrew Fisher a little bit wide here, and this opens the door to Tony Karafilovsky to try to get through. Bill Pye down the inside.
Because the original Bob Jane car was a 7-litre.
Yeah, 2-time championship winner in 71 and 72 before we had what became Group C regulations come on in. But really, 60s and 70s, if you didn't have an American muscle V8, you were nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere at all.
Paul Freestone in that great-looking 68 Camaro just up in front there. Gotta love the mix of cars in this. There's
just fantastic.
A great mix of drivers too, from a variety of backgrounds, but the common passion is these cars. The cars are the stars of this category.
Absolutely, and the thing is that these guys drive them. They drive them so hard.
Oh, well, you can't drive this one terribly hard at the moment because it's not pointing in a straight line. But John Bowe's experience, he gets out of the way, he knows the deal. This is still on here. Kim Jane's keeping the pressure on Jimmy Richards, who over the top, the Falcon's pretty good.
Absolutely.
And on the straight, he's got enough to hang on. But Craig Crick still leads the way in the Charger. He won a race in the last TCM round at Sandown. But remember, he's been really sick this year.
He has.
Was ill after the 12-hour here earlier in the year, where he drove like a star for Erebus and their Mercedes-Benz SLS against Mika Salo, the former Ferrari Formula One driver. He got carbon monoxide poisoning. It really knocked him around. He missed a lot of racing, but it's great to see him back. He's one of the characters of Aussie racing. And up front, a Charger hasn't won in TCM here at Bathurst before. He might write some history today.
Absolutely, because originally all the Chargers and that was 6-cylinder, but this one's got the 340 cubic inch V8 in it, and it's obviously makes a fair bit of power, to be quite honest.
Just a little. This is a good fight. Paul Freestone sits in 8th. Andrew Fisher goes for the big move. Gets it done. Nice job.
Yeah. Whether it's long-lived or not, who knows? But JB, there's no way no one he'd walk back to the pitch, I can tell you, mate.
Oh,
Fisher's off.
Lobster is. Keeps it out of the sand, but all that good work has been undone.
Yes, it doesn't take much.
And that opens the door now for Bill Pye to attack Tony Karafilovsky. This is down the tail of the top 10. You can see the dent in the door there in the Camaro. It's not how it should be.
No, it isn't.
Hey, just quickly, how you faring today? 2 cars for Wilson Security Racing, Scotty Pye and Ash Walsh, David Wall and Stephen Johnson. How you faring? How you looking for today's race?
Look, I think the track itself has caught a lot of people out over the past few days, and where we're at the moment is just basically getting a car that you can actually get a balance with, because they've been all over the place, and even some of the stars of V8 supercars have had huge problems.
And some of the guys in Touring Car Masters have, just like this.
You got that dead right.
Lock the rears.
And they were famous for that. The old XYs and that, with the leaf springs bouncing around like that in the rear.
They were bouncing there, that's for sure. Back to the fight for second spot. Richards still has it. Kim Jane still wants it. I've got to quickly say, hey, in 12 months' time, Marcus Ambrose in a DJR Tim Penske car here at Bathurst. That is a mouth-watering prospect.
Well, next year's a learning year, so we'll see where it all goes from there.
I know Tim Sidrick from Penske is here this weekend. What's his impressions of this race? He's been and seen it all, the Indy 500, the Daytona 500. What's his thoughts? They're
super impressed. They really think that this is something that is unique in the world, this particular event.
This is pretty unique here too, because we've got a fight. Richards has hung on to second the whole way through, but Kim Jane now is launching one last attack because there's only a lap to go.
One lap to go.
Yep. They're not getting to Cricky. He's been able to get away.
And actually, he's closer this time than he's been for a while too.
Just got it a bit wide up over the exit curve. Of course, you'll notice along pit straight, different this year with that catch fencing that's been added to
the roof fences.
Yeah.
But they've got roof fences all around the circuit now, which is pretty good really, because it was getting a little bit dangerous here a couple of times.
And also to keep debris from cars and the like away. Look after all concerned here.
Is the Charger going down there?
The Charger was charging. Kim Jane hasn't quite got enough to get close enough, and the Falcon sprint of Jim Richards is good on the stoppers.
Jim's a bit wide there.
Here's a chance.
No. And up here, there's no way. That's through there is a difficult place to pass, I can assure you.
It'd take a desperate, it'd take something a bit wild and willing to be able to get on through. Of course, Jim, his son Stephen lines up again today for another shot at a Bathurst. 3 wins for Steve, 7 for Jim, so it's 10 for the Richards clan, and they could add another one today. Of course, Steve teams up with Craig Lowndes for Red Bull Racing Australia. This is not done with yet. Kim Jane throwing everything at this. He's a bit wide.
I think he'll have a real good shot at the end of the straight as long as he gets on Jimmy coming through Forest Elbow.
Off the top for the final time in Touring Car Masters. We've got a great support category lineup ahead of the big race, the V8 Utes, the Porsche Carrera Cup, then of course the big one, the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. Final time for Touring Car Masters through Forest Elbow. Greg Crick. I reckon there's going to be a grin in that helmet right now.
I think that Kim Jane will be doing everything he can when he gets down to the end here through the chase.
Final time, down Conrod Straight, pull top gear, over the crest.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Down the inside.
Jimmy will be there.
Gets it done. Now he's got to stop it for the chase.
He's using every bit of the engine there too.
He's got it done though. He's worked his way up to that one and pulled the trigger at the right moment, but it's Greg Crick. The Charger is going to get it done on the mountain. Welcome back to Mount Panorama. Greg Crick picks up the win in the final race of the weekend. Kim Jane threw everything at it, but a Hemi has conquered the mountain.
For the first time. That's fantastic.
Well done, Greg Crick. 3 different race winners from the 3 races for the weekend. Touring Car Masters, great variety. Andrew Fisher trying to fight back on the final lap. Gets a move on Tony Karafilovsky.
Well, I'm glad you can pronounce that.
It's early in the morning, mate.
It is.
Paul Freestone, Bill Pye, Andrew Fisher, Karafilovsky, Cam Tilley, Kerry McMahon in that repaired Tirana after a crash yesterday. Well done, everybody involved. Touring Car Masters, a fantastic category. Love having it here at Mount Panorama, but well done, Greg Crick, fastest lap of the race, and a race win to round out the weekend. Kim Jane home next from Jimmy Richards, then Keith Kasuki and Mark King. Andrew Fisher rounded out the 10. What a day, massive day. Don't go anywhere. More for the mountain when we come back.